Hi, I'm Terry White with Design Your Life with Terry White, and we showed a little teaser about some of my froggy friends. My turtles get a lot of airtime, but I decided that the froggies, they're as important to me as the turtle. So we did a little teaser, but everybody wanted to see the pond. So I thought maybe with a professional photographer here, we would get a little closer look at the ponds. And of course, you can see my little froggy there, and he's really not quite at all scared. But you can see that I have planted moss around the rim of it. It has not completely covered yet. It's still in its process, but that's okay. For the meantime, the frogs love it. And what I've done here with this one green pillow that's sitting up, I was worried that the small frogs, when they were babies, would have a hard time to get out of the water and up onto the edge of the pond to eat mosquitoes and do their thing. So I built a little pad, a little lower, and they seem to really like it. I did the same thing in the larger pond over here, but I used a long piece of granite that I had and submerged all but just a little bit of it, and they quite readily can jump to the edge and get out and do their little walkabout. And this is my new David Austin rose this year that didn't have the right label on it, and it's not a floribunda, but I think it's a climber. So I'm going to have to deal with that at some point. And the ever-changing French weather vane. I have a friend who wants to start a whole bunch of limelight hydrangeas in her garden, so I told her that I would propagate them or get them started propagating. So I cut a little earlier than I normally do, and I didn't fill this up as much as I would like to visually, but I didn't want to block all of the sun from my lavender and the dichondra. You'll also notice I got a little crazy and festooned the dichondra around because it got so long that it was laying down on the ground, and it wasn't really my look. But today we're going to really do a very quick little tutorial on one of my copper sculptures. This is one I have just sort of finished. With me, nothing really is ever finished. But this is my red-tailed hawk nest. It is where it is because I like working and not bending over while I'm doing it. So I have placed it in this pot. I'm not sure where the final permanent installation will be, but for now it's right here. And I'm just going to show you, I don't weld and I don't solder the copper together because the birds don't do that. They weave things together and make wonderful structures just out of weaving. So I'm really adamant about making sure that I do the same thing that the bird does when I'm building a nest. But it's out of copper, tubes, pipes, and I've got a copper pipe here, and I just want to show you how easy it is. This is a pipe cutter. Get it at any hardware store, and you just put it onto the pipe, lock it down, and then you don't lock it down real tight. And you just go around about 2 times and then tighten it just a tad more. And every time you turn that black handle, you're putting the little blade in there tighter on the copper thing. And then you just turn it 2 or 3 times and then tighten it just a little bit, and it's about done. And it's really quite simple. Anybody can do it. And this is one of the few things that I do that I actually have never injured myself on. So it's fairly foolproof. But then I'm going to take my piece of copper, and I'm just going to find the place that I want it. And I already have quite a good, strong structure going on here, but I'm just going to let some tension from some of the other pipes and wires hold it in place. Now, when I'm completely done with the building of the structure, I will go back with a little bit of wire and wire a few things together that are still kind of loose. But the inner part of the nest is just copper wire. I strongly suggest buying it in a coil and not undoing too much of the coil, but just find the end of it and pull it up. It just makes it a whole lot easier. And I'm just using some pretty hefty wire cutters. And of course, but then try to not wreck the wire. The wire comes off the coil just in such a nice little arch. But I will make a little hook on the end of it, find a pipe, and then just do what the bird does. I'm doing it with my hand. The bird does it with its beak, and every now and then with its feet. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to tell you the simplicity of it, because since we posted it on social media, absolutely 100 questions of how do you make it? Actually, 2 questions. Is it for sale? No. And how did you make it? We just showed you how to make it. Thanks for tuning in again. If you haven't already, please subscribe below, and thank you for watching. Perfect. One more thing before we end, I forgot to show the eggs. Whenever I make a little concrete project, whether it's a stepping stone or one of the orbs that you see around the garden, I always have a little bit of concrete left, and I just can't stand to, so I just make a ball from it, you know, and they end up being my eggs.
Thanks again for watching Design Your Life with Terry White. We hope you've enjoyed this copper sculpture tutorial. For more inspirational videos, please subscribe to Terry's channel. And we love to hear your comments, so please let us know what you want to see on another upcoming episode. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again soon.